way for these servants of hell to be rid of their commanded loyalty to Thorn?
Yes, O Lord of the Lash, and longing there is a way that abides by the letter of the law. The first and fourth paragraph of the compact reads, "The second loyalty is to their master, he who is called Cardinal Adrastus Thorn, High Priest of Asmodeus in Telengard." The wording is quite specific. The loyalty only persists as long as Cardinal Adrastus Thorn bears the title High Priest of Asmodeus in Telengard. If he were ever to be stripped of that title, he would no longer be granted the protection of the contract, and no longer due to any special consideration. He would simply be a man amongst men.
I see. Remind me, Desitor, who granted to Cardinal Adrastus Thorn the title of High Priest of Asmodeus in Telengard?
Why, you did. Oh, my most immolating master.
True. He sort of seems to be enjoying this a little bit. So, with a word, I could remove the title High Priest from Adrastus and bestow it upon another?
Your grasp of the finer points of the law remains as impressive as always, O great guardian of the guillotine gate.
How could I do this? Though I have not entirely been satisfied with the Cardinal as of late, I have no formal petition for the position. I would hate in this critical moment in Telengard's history to see such an important position unfilled.
This is a dilemma, O most calamitous conqueror.
Sakharov pokes Azurius.
Yes. As Azurius moves forward and bows. If I am to be granted the ability to speak, Great One.
Do so. Do so.
This may be out of my position to do, but as my life is sworn to it forever and always by my personal pacts, if you wish to do this task, I shall help. I shall take the position and guide the faith in both Asmodeus and your name, Great One. Giving the biggest bow he can.
So looks at Azurius, frowning slightly.
Yes. And what makes you think yourself so worthy?
She looks to Azurius alone.
It's time to boast.
I, Arch-Ignam Azurius Ravenheart, have fought to rebuild the Asmodean faith. From inside out, destroying the Mithrans, slowly corrupting its intent, killing the angel Aramafra. I myself have bound myself to the eternal servitude of our master, and in this way, my only goal is to fight for his name. I myself and my power great from the fires that burn within hell. I believe that in myself I can serve hell's purpose greatly, forever and always.
And how can I know you will not make the same mistakes as the current Cardinal?
I do not share the current Cardinal's weaknesses. His pride gets in the way of his servings. He believes himself to be the most powerful man. This is not true. His loyalties first should always be to Asmodeus, and that is the most powerful to them all. I myself know that Asmodeus is thy who gives me my power and takes it from me at his will. He self is my master, and he shall not be forgotten.
This is sort of
So-
gives you all a quick eye as he steps back, sort of markedly.
Okay. I guess we also step back a little bit.
Whoops.
That's
Azurius is looking straight.
I was used to playing Civ, so I tried to drag my camera with left mouse.
well.
Azurius is looking straight up at him right now.
We also step back a bit.
Down, sort of, you can hear sort of the dark whispers of his advisors. You hear sort of their exoskeleton sort of slightly clacking as they move. And silence. Silence! You sub-creatures! Sort of scoffs at them. Listen now to the word of Nabarus, Marquis of the Fourth Misery. When I first came to this mortal plane, I listened for even one true prayer to the Master of Hell. Finally I heard one crying in the darkness. A dying, fallen priest screamed out for vengeance and life. I gave it to him. I made him into what he has become. And how has he repaid this great gift? You see his anger is sort of flaming in the fire. Both here and around the little island sort of flares up. Seemingly this is his plane, and he could most likely sink this thing if he wanted to. And it looks like he kind of wants to. With disloyalty and incompetence, now I renounce him. I strip him of the title of High Priest and award it to another. You, Asmodeus, Ravenheart, I name as the High Priest of Asmodeus and Talingard for the rest of thy life. Jill looks down. Remember the fate of your predecessor as you execute this sacred office. Further, I charge you to destroy... Excuse me, I can't. I charge you...
The most infernal creatures.
I charge you to destroy Adrastus Thorn. Go now and see that my will be done. Yeah, angry. You can feel the shake a bit as he turns, walks towards the fire. That is sort of giving you a quick sort of smile, you know, as if he's currently sort of very, very happy, and then he turns and looks very serious and sort of looks away from you.
Zacharias looks over to Deserter, gives him a look. Basically, we'll talk later. And I guess we're supposed to leave.
How the fuck do we do that?
I can have plane shift.
We have plane shift. It's fine.
Yeah.
Deserter took us here.
Fuck you, Deserter. Bring us back. God damn it.
Leave Kyron here. No.
Peace.
Bye, Kyron.
I guess we plane shift out.
Sure.
Unless they sort of...
Let's roll D100 to find out where we end up.
Unless they figure out or give us a sign that they want us to...
read our thoughts.
Yeah, or they want us to stay somehow.
Well, they read our thoughts. Adrastus Thorn cried.
Aww.
Oh.
Somewhere, you know, a little chill wind went down Adrastus' spine there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well. Plane shift. I guess I can aim it on Garson and let's see where we end up, right?
You know, cast all.
Well, the problem is it's an inaccurate spell. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Maybe we get help to get back. I don't know.
We get helped.
Helped, exactly.
Do I feel it's going to be an accurate plane shift this time for some reason?
To
Not particularly.
Well, very well. Aim at the center of the continent and see where we end up.
Yep.
Well, then we can just teleport, really.
No,
Yeah, we can. I can just word of recall straight after.
Yeah.
All that.
Okay, so to do
to
that.
defend Manakai for some reason. The cat got really, I don't know, nervous.
She didn't like the proclamations of hell.
No. She woke up, started meowing, and ran to Manakai, like, what's wrong? She really doesn't like it when someone is angry or sad.
So let's see. 240 miles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Southwest.
Is it in the water?
I don't know.
It's
Middle
in the
of
water.
Medford.
Might
I don't
be
know
in
the
the
Yeah,
map.
water.
anything that's like 200 miles from the middle of Talongar is in the water.
Very well. We end up in the water, like in the bay to the bottom left.
Marcus dies.
Well, Cash
No,
can
it
fly.
doesn't.
It's for one round, and then I word a recall of us back into
Yeah,
my sanctum. So
exactly.
we appear right in front
Yeah.
of the throne.
And then boom.
Yep.
Just
Yeah,
enough
Marcus
bullets
has
to get
got some
wet.
time.
I don't know where my character is.
Well, Manakai
I
removed
will-
us.
Teleport
Yeah, okay.
out.
We should all be by the throne, technically.
Oh.
You appear, and Asurius feels that hell is very much with him. Marcus feels the same.
Yay.
Can Chloe give a what's it called? A report if it's the same metric.
Yeah, he's good.
Good. He can do it now. Well, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was almost like.
Bright side, on the bright side, my title's got longer.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
are now
And
cardinal.
Marcus is
Figures
good too because now he can add acquaintance to them.
You're now cardinal Asurius Ravenheart.
And
Ri-
Cardinal
Ri-
Thorn
Ri-
is now just Thorn.
Yeah, he's just addressed as
If you double
Thorn.
click on me, you'll see my full title.
Is does Asurius know if Thorn is gonna feel anything with
I
his
have no idea. I've
title?
never become a high priest before.
Well, maybe Asurius know. Maybe you roll a religion or something and you would know. Maybe anything, Manakai?
I mean, he'd probably feel the fact that hell's not with him anymore.
Surprise will
Does he,
smile
Manakai?
at the group
Does
and
There's never been
say
high priest before.
that that went surprisingly well, didn't it?
Yes, it has.
Sakharov inclines slightly to Asurius, and someone got quite a promotion, Cardinal.
Yes. I believe this throne room is now very fitting for me.
Yes,
You see, like, the fire and lava kind of, like, being very active in the room right now.
we better buy you a mansion for some training dungeon or some such.
I've always wanted a castle, you know.
so. What does that mean that he's the cardinal? Does it mean that all Asmodean believers?
I am the head of the Asmodean Church. As it stands, I am technically the one all the Asmodean priests should worship. Admittedly, there's not many. Now, I wonder how this means for the remaining knots.
That is
interesting.
That is true.
Because they're no longer bound by the contract.
Fire axe.
Fire Axe is not bound by the contract anymore.
No,
No.
he's not. And if you remember what he said, if someone else became high priest,
We must get Fire Axe.
unfortunately, I have teleport ability there.
Well, quickly to the scrying room.
Cash will relay a message for Trick, who's the cardinal. Just so he knows.
All right, let's go to the scrying room because if we can find a Fire Axe and get him, that'd be great.
It's like
And I'm now the master.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
it's like
I love the Fire Axe.
Zacharias, relax, stop.
Well, Zacharias is not. I mean, this is me personally.
I mean, Zacharias is happy to know the fire axe is alive. You liked him.
Like
Zacharias is
sometime
not.
during the walk to the tower, Kyrie would frown at Israel and be like, "You won't ask us to bow before you or anything silly, right?"
Most people, I probably would. For you, I'll make an exception.
Cash looks at Astorius. You should ask him to bow to you. He asks us all the time.
Oh, we gotta get this 5-pointed star thing going. Come on.
We can't
Close
stand
enough.
inside the circle.
Sure we can.
But no, it's more appropriate we stand there then.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, and then oops.
There we
Okay,
go.
close enough.
All right. Zacharias will then scry on Sakharov Fire Axe.
Sure.
Because if we can recruit him, that would be amazing.
What's your DC for it?
Well, let's see here. The scrying the base DC. Ooh, is god damn it! Why is this so difficult to find out? The base DC is 24 will save.
But you know him well.
I know him well. Yes. Would you
Gives
say
you a
that?
bonus of 10 or something?
It gives me a it gives him a -5 on his save, or basically a +5 on the DC. If I have something of his likeness, I don't think I do, unless I can like.
You can like whip up a clay bugbear.
Do you have a little bit of hair with a bow on it?
Yeah, something like that. If
No, it's
I,
fine.
all right.
You know, one of Azorius' figurines.
If I actually possess like a lock of hair, he gets another -10 on his.
So, yeah, you get through to the Fire Axe. Currently, he is walking around what seems to be an armory. Sort of seeming tired, but sort of with a grin on his face. Bugbear face.
Sakharov will whisper into his mind and says, "Sakharov Fire Axe, this is Zacharias' wraith. I am reaching you through my arcane powers."
He just sort of grins and says sort of out. And you hear me as well, I assume.
I can indeed.
Generally, I would be affronted by such an intrusion, but nothing's gonna get me down today.
I take it that the battle has gone well, then.
It's better than so.
Zacharias draws breath and says, "Are you still endeavoring, Sakharov?"
Devnan says, yes, I am. And I'll stay here for a little while longer before we march on the capital.
Zacharias nods and says, "That is excellent news, for I have something incredibly important to impart to you. It concerns Adrastus Thorn."
I have not spoken to Adrastus in a long time.
"That is to be expected." Zacharias sort of looks around where he is. "Sakharov, we will appear presently before you. Make some room, if you will."
Nods, punches a goblin, and then tells everyone else to get the hell out of this room. Which they do.
Like that's sort of his like messaging, like punches this goblin.
Makes a big cracking sound that gets people's attention.
Yeah. Oh, love the Pharax. And then Zacharias will take in the surroundings so he can picture it clearly, and then he will break the scrying and basically teleport the group next to Sakharov.
Also, something delicious you all notice now. Azorius isn't like in blackened armor or anything. He is in full full formal priest robes, and his armor's been transformed into this very elaborate, fancy hell gown.
Sure. I mean,
And he even has a fancy hat.
being, I mean, as ostentatious as you can. That's kind of
You're
the
not gonna
important
wear
thing now.
just the robe Thorn was wearing, the black one, the red one.
Better than
Yeah,
Thorns.
exactly. Way more better.
Way
And then of
more
course
better.
Azorius house
Say
now
you
has
speak
his.
English.
Betterer.
I transformed my hat of disguise into basically
Copy your
a small hellish crown.
Yeah, copied.
And then of course my necklace
Copied.
is. Then of course I have my blood necklace.
Copied.
Fabulous. Oh, there's the room. Is this the room? Where in the room are we going? Because it's blank. Ah.
He's so tiny.
Get off of me!
Not
We gotta
particularly tiny.
pop in next to each other.
He's a pretty buff bugbear.
He is.
You've seen him fight.
Yeah.
We sure have.
I don't know. I guess I'm just used to big tokens nowadays.
Everyone's so big. And there's just this guy.
Well,
It's like smaller than me.
we appear in front of him. Zachariah sort of sweeps the room.
Broadly and sort of, puts his axe to his belt and steps forward, spreading his arms out and says, "Ah, the ninth knot."
Zachariah smiles back. He says, "Indeed, it is good to see you, Sakharov. He sort of looks around. I do not know how much you know what has happened, but at least the king is dead, slain by our hand."
And his army has been destroyed to the man,
That is tremendously good news.
smashing themselves at the toughest point in the walls. Fools. They could have won if they had used but one proper tactic.
Zachariah frowns a bit. Who led them into this foolish assault?
So she said, "I do not know. But whoever was it was surely not on their side. To this minute, an infernal call of mine is carrying their banner across the walls. We have killed all the sons that were against us."
Zacharias doesn't really react to that outwardly, although inwardly, what little feelings he has kind of lurch there for a second before he strangles it. He says, "Do you remember, Sakharov, how we spoke before about Thorn and his madness and incompetence?"
Yes. You've told me of this. However, I see now that the plan has worked all along.
Not precisely. Thorn moved to destroy us, Sakharov. He has basically declared war upon us. We became too powerful, too efficient. He didn't expect us to succeed, Sakharov. He hoped that we were to be destroyed by the king. In succeeding, we, in a way, failed. And we have, for the last few days, fought against Thorn and his minions. As you know, we were bound by the Pact of Thorn.
He smiles, turns to a slight frown as he moves his hands to pick up the flaming axe again. As he looks at you and says, "I see."
And we found a way to reach our superior, so to speak, the Pitfiend Nabaros. And, well, all of his other titles. He sort of waves his hand a little bit. He is the true in charge of the forces here in Talengard, and he is the one who put Thorn in power. And
With it, that same declaration has been undone.
Thorn is undone. He's no longer a cardinal or a high priest. He's just a man.
A man at war against hell itself.
In his place, the great Nabaros elected to choose Cardinal Ravenheart instead.
For proof of this.
Zacharias smiles slightly. Well, what proof would you like? Do you see us dogged by the forces of hell unending? Do we right now suffer before your eyes? No. Are we racked with the curses wrought into the contract? No. We stand as tall and powerful as ever.
Better, even.
He sort of motions to Azirius. Look upon him, Sakharov. He brims with power. Hell has blessed him.
He still looks sort of skeptical as he looks at all of you. Why would the Cardinal do such a thing?
The Cardinal is paranoid, Sakharov. He does not want to share power, and when we became too powerful, he thought we sought to depose him. He has many other weaknesses and treacheries, mostly love. That is his ultimate downfall. He loves some of his surviving family, and that is the reason why, well, the king's army was so difficult to beat in the first. As I'm sure you recall, he saved his nephew from our clutches by teleporting him out. The same nephew was the one who brought the holy banners to the king's army. The same nephew was the one who fought to save, well, the princess's life in the Adarium during our cataclysmic combat against the king. That has been a constant thorn, as it were, in our side. And he has tried to assassinate us, sent Theodora and her sisters against us in our new headquarters. They failed, of course. He cowers, Sakharov. He is weak, afraid, and alone. He has no power anymore. The contract you signed with him holds nothing.
You are free from his service.
And so we offer you to join us, the winning side in this. We would put you
At the head of something great.
Your friendship and capabilities has always impressed us, Sakharov. We have had years of amiable relationships, haven't we? We have not lied to you, Sakharov. Ever. And we do not do so
I have
now.
not lied to you. Turns to Azirius and say, and you say that you are now the one to be the Cardinal of Asmodeus?
Yes. Officially his high priest.
If that is the truth, then that is where my loyalty lies.
I suppose we could even swear an oath, right? You certainly had a power.
Should I put out another contract?
Yeah, right? It's time to start those contracts.
Just sign here.
Well, but then again, you can. I mean, you're as a contract oracle, and as appointed by Hell, you can certainly like swear to him that you are telling the truth, and that actually holds power.
True. As final proof to Sakharov, if you require it, you know of my power that binds me to my word. And so if I speak it, I, Azurius Ravenheart, I am the high priest of hell, its cardinal, and the one in charge of all of hell's forces in this region, except for those in hell itself. Azurius, is scramblingly presenting himself, showing, he's not like bleeding to death from that.
Maybe like Hell's radiance surrounds him or something. I don't know.
My fiery wings shoot up my
Visions
back.
of hell, bam! Nah, I'm sure he's had that one before.
My fiery rings shoot out of my back as I speak all that.
Yeah.
And so you, Sakharov, do you choose to swear an oath to a new cardinal?
Yes, if you are the new Cardinal, then my old oath still stands. I am sworn to do what I must do for the Cardinal and for Asmodeus. And as I must say that this has been a shocking revelation, it changes little for my duties.
So you remain friends. All of you.
Understood, Sakharov.
Sakharov smiles. Wonderful. You have always been a steadfast ally to us, Sakharov, and I think I can speak for the group when I say that we intend to keep it that way.
I shall watch out for the she-devil. I hope only you did not banish her permanently.
I did weave a particularly nasty curse upon her. He sort of shrugs a bit. I doubt that was pleasant.
If she still has it or not, well, if she does, Thorn is not removing it.
We certainly blooded her nose, though. Killed several of her sisters, and dispatched many of the lesser devils that the Cardinal sent, well, the old Cardinal sent with her. You should also know, Sakharov, that Thorn has sent out what seems to be a group of barbed devils to do his dirty work. He has attacked some of our minions, trying to sow terror and confusion in our organizations. They might target you now that you have... Well, you no longer hold loyalty to the man.
Though, one nice thing to remember now is, due to what it seemed to have been spoken by the Infernal Duke himself, he is now at war, and as a result, his powers are likely limited. Likely any we kill, he won't be able to get back.
In this city, my city, no one can threaten me. Looks around. No one. Unsubstantial, at least. That looks to all of you. And grinned slightly. The battle is won. We shall stay here and feast, loot, take the rest of what this dead army has to offer. Then we shall march on the capital.
Sakharov nods.
Face darkens for a minute.
Can you then tell us, Sakharov, what was the orders given to you by Thorn?
Nod slightly. We will march upon the capital. And as we reach within sight of the city, camp. That night we will go into battle with an army from over the sea. There we will lose, and all my people will die. Then a new king will be crowned as the savior of this land. And my service has ended.
I believe that all needs to be revoked.
So is my contract with hell. And so will it be.
Sakharov quietly muses. He says, so this army, who leads it?
Yes, I do not know.